beautiful people. Today we have the top 5 meta attackers in FC 25. That includes right wingers, left wingers, and of course, strikers. On deck, locked and loaded, and I've added a bit of a twist because I want some price points included for optionality where value should be considered. My only disclaimer, this is my list, my choice, which means in the comment section, let me know your starting attackers as it stands. You can also provide expensive and more affordable options as well. And to get this party going proper, we're gonna start with wingers and cheap selections. And I've put left wing and right wing together, at least for the more affordable options. I just wanna give a shout out to Franck Ribéry, Free R Us. I promise you, this list will not be full of a selection of objective players and SBCs, but for costing you nothing, the amount of Ribéry I see in action on heavy rotations, I just wouldn't feel right if I didn't at least sprinkle in that this is a possibility, and I hope that you completed the objectives for that season. Hand clap. Martin Odegaard. I didn't necessarily expect him to come into a winger conversation. He's not a true or a natural wing player. If anything, I would consider him more of an attacker that fills the gaps beautifully with pristine passing. And if you have plenty of build-up, it's not just counterattacks. I can't ignore the value and even more so some of his underrated maneuverability on the virtual pitch at 300,000 coins and probably dropping. Vinny Jr. How can we not? I won't spend a lot of time here, but you know that we know and how we know it. The man puts you on an island. Some of the quickest footwork, and his team of the season, discount shopping, all things considered. Tabitha Chawinga, not light, doesn't really make sense. I see the 99s as you do, but unless you've used her, I don't think you fully grasp or understand until you've experienced what's happening on the virtual pitch. It's frantic, it's out of control, it's organized chaos, and part of it is that she has a 99 for strength and jumping. She's 5'8", getting alley-oop type animations with dumb pace. I mean, that complimentary. Olise, where do we begin? He has been active all year long. And I go with what I know. Full trust in the provisional. We're going to take that to a license. We got Usain, Olise, the Falcon. Not sure if that worked. I'm trying it out. But he's running faster than water out the sink. He's moving crisper than a fresh apple off the tree. We're blending in offensive build-outs better than makeup YouTubers. I'm not saying I'm watching a lot of that, but I did learn what contouring was. How am I doing? Can I get a hashtag organics? And to finalize wing selections, Hansen should be in some sort of combo, whether it's the 96 or the 97. I will say the upgrade, I feel it. Whether it's about sentiment, it's a different item in some different ways. Is she just more overpowered? Is it playstyle based? However, I will co-sign Hansen, especially if you're not spending an arm or a leg. Now that we've got that out the way, we're going to right wingers and we're talking expensive options. And at number 5, could be a hot take. I have Mia Hamm. The 96, I think she's under 1 million coins. I have, again, an American bias, and she's moved more into a wing position than even playing up top. I have serious trust in complimentary statements with Mia Hamm and her contributions. Number 4, Mo Salah, another player under 1 milli. First touch into Travellas and finesse shots, elite level, long distance shooting. It just keeps your opposition honest. You cannot take your foot off the pedal. And I'm going to use a basketball comparison because he's not necessarily just a specialist, but because of the long distance shooting and that capability and that authenticity and the conversion rate, it's almost as if the game opens up for him and you're able to take space. Similar to a Steph Curry on the basketball court. His three-point shooting is at such a high level, you have to overplay, you have to overcommit. It's similar with Mo Salah on the defensive end. Number 3, Rafinha, Barcelona movers, 5-star reviews, in touch with attacking creativity. And as a reminder, Rafinha went from Leeds to Barcelona, and that lives with me rent-free, enjoyable on the virtual pitch, and increased in viewing and performance incentives, and he's living up to all the hype. Best Brazilian in La Liga this past season. Number 2, I've got Messi, and I just want a disclaimer, I prefer him centrally. That needs to be said. But I see him used out wide all the time. It's also his list position. This item is special. Messi now has that pace upgrade, the stamina improvement. You got full 90s and offensive inclusiveness everywhere. I always talk about him being the orchestrator. It's another reason that I almost like him as a floating attacker. Just give him an opportunity to do something, and the touches are clean. They're crisp. They're reliable. You never have questions. He's got the bonus factor, specific animations, Messi benefits. Which brings us to number 1. Back to Barcelona with Lamine Yamal, the teenager that has just been everywhere, and he is floating like a hovercraft while moving like a jet ski between defenders. He's sort of a strange breed. I don't even know if he can keep getting better. I have had that internal reflection and conversation with no one else in the room, but the expectation is getting just so high. But when he has the ball, there's a different energy. Just a beautiful experience. Now that we've gone over the right wingers, let's move to the left wingers on the expensive end at number 5. I'm still including Vinny Jr. Now with his upgrade that technically came out previously with Team of the Year, I just struggle not to have him included. He has been a problem creator or a problem solver, and the consistency and continuity, it should be leveraged, it should be rewarded, it should be credited. He is part of the Brazilian bank of certifiable flair packaging. If you are buying into bonds or reinvesting into greens or a green flag or some organics, he has to be there. Number 4, Pedro Neto. Did not see it coming. Fluid with the agility. Magical on the ball with equal feet and never tired with relentless attacks. He's a one-man show. Vegas could never. Blue man group, carrot top, Neto. Let me stop, but I am on a roll. Number 3, and perhaps the most influential footballer, period, Ronaldinho. I didn't say the best, but for the joy of the sport, the original Yogo Bonito, the commercials that changed the game, Nike's entire campaigns and presence within football, just brilliant on the ball. It's as if the game moves different. The animated, the happy days, just the love of the game. On the virtual pitch, he's always had those unique individual animations, being a cover star and doing some of the motion capture, and Ronaldinho will always have a special place in my heart, and I stand true to that. Which brings us to number 2, Maradona. Prefer him on the left compared to on the right side. Put that on record. Should be clear. I included him in this list. Trivella's crossing entry passes just seem a little more natural because he's on the left side versus an inverted winger type of approach. The double 5-star, absolute blur on the pitch, technical dribbling that only the Argentinian gods could have provided. At this level, the man's been blessed. May he rest easy. We appreciate everything that you've contributed to the sport, Maradona. And number 1, Rafa Leao. You could talk about the shapeshifter if you like, if you've been knocking out objectives. We can focus on the man of the match, which I've had more time using, but 97 in pocket, good things are gonna happen. I don't know if there's too many players that make you more uneasy. He just pushes boundaries. You're living on the edge. There's a constant feeling of anxiety or uneasiness if you're trying to defend Rafa Leao. Let's talk about cheap strikers. I'll make this quick. I've got Holland starting out our quick fire list, which you might not agree with. I just think if you're committed to the big body, nasty way of playing the game, this style of an attack, he got the cover star bonus that you would expect. You got a financial come up at the end of the year, and I still want to include him and incorporate him. So that's exactly what I've done. We have Sophia Smith, now known as Sophia Wilson. Whether it's the 97 or the 96, both affordable, certifiable, balanced with the gravity, finishes plates more effectively than a family at Golden Corral. I don't know a buffet example for a chain in Europe, but if you're American, you will understand that reference. I've also double dipped. Mia Hamm is making a return, this time with the 94. Under 500,000 coins, and she's sort of always been Hermithy, which is my attempt at Himothy. I don't think that ran, but we attempted it, and she's knocking out marathons on the daily. She's just one of the most organic attackers. There's a natural synergy with the movements and the timing. She's in the right place with the right alignment, in the right gaps, always. Back-to-back icons with Eusebio, again, under 500,000 coins. I've always felt a certain connection. We have a rapport. I do not like going up against them, which could include some sort of fear factor, but we'll just leave that here. Which leads me to Luis Suarez, 4+ play styles, boosted, equal-footed, love him on the virtual pitch. Again, another attacker you have no questions about. the biggest difficulty might be around chemistry. But again, 300, 400,000 coins. Elite performance or luxury with thrift shop pricing, which leads us ever so nicely into the expensive striker options. A few of these, have to be checked off the boxes. I feel like I'm forgetting someone, so you can let me know. But at number 5, Ousmane Dembele. And what a season. What an upgrade. Winning Champions League, PSG. The speed that he's going to give. Talk about a turn and burn or a speed boost or even a little bit of a scoot, a controlled sprint. He is out of there or in there like swimwear. Number 4, I can't not have Henry. I think he's this good. And maybe I value longevity to a certain degree. He has been in action for quite some time. We're talking months of turning defenders, turning heads, breaking ankles, absolutely finishing from anywhere and everywhere, finesse shots and low drivens and slow build up, fast build up. He's just got something saucy about him. The more TV appearances he makes, his items keep getting better. Is it a coincidence? I'm not so sure. Number 3. CR7, Ronaldo makes an appearance. You've got a couple different 97s, one being a lot more attainable with the team of the season. If you've got unlimited budgets, why not make the upgrade and spend the additional cash flow at this point of the year? Should he be higher is maybe the bigger discussion point, or it could be a little more open-ended. I don't believe so, but he wins everything in the air. He gets those bounces. He finishes. He's got the clutch gene or the clutch factor built in. Let this man take home a World Cup and we'll call it a day. Number 2, Kylian Mbappe, not that much that needs to be said. He has broken packaging from the very start. Even with his baseline gold item, I would argue it's the greatest gold item we've seen. Just made for FC or FIFA success. If you were building a player to score goals, to give you counterattacks, to get the friendly bounces, to make you upset, he fits into all those categories, and he would be clearing the table if we did not have at number 1 the original Ronaldo R9. And where do I begin, or where am I taking this? The 96 is broken, the 90 is broken, the 95 is broken. He's just incredible. And we didn't even get to see how good he could have been on the actual pitch. If you think about it, at portions of his career, he's playing with no knees. And he's showing up, he's showing out, popcorn ready, on deck. Those are my meta attackers. If you'd like to see us do a video on midfielders, make sure to get in the comment section, drop a like on this video. I really appreciate you. And as always, we'll have a lot more content coming out ASAP.